Yes, good afternoon to all. Can you ask your friends to join fast? Yes, just ask your friends to join fast. Just once again ask your friends so that they can join so fast. Then we will start the class. Yes, Bhagyasri. Bhagyasri Padole. Bhagyasri Padole. Unmute yourself. Bhagyasri.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Bhagyasri, your TC is with us. It is available. Okay.
हाँ, और मनीषा सवाल के सर?
For her also TC is available. Oh? Just inform to her. Huh?
ठीक है सर.
Both TCs are available here.
ओके सर.
Thank you.
अब चाहे तो बुक चेक कर लीजिए साहब. देख, ये तो 3000 है. अब पैसेंजर से थोड़ी मिलता हूँ मैं साहब. इसको तो मैंने कभी सामने से देखा भी नहीं. अब मेरे को पासपोर्ट का डिटेल दिया गया. उसके ऊपर से मैंने टिकट बुक कर दिया बस. अब पंजाब पुलिस से भी फोन आया.
श्रद्धा संभुवारे.
जी फटाफट ये भी बता दे गुलाम.
श्रद्धा संभुवारे. Unmute yourself. Voice is coming from you.
मैं सिर्फ टिकट बुक कर.
Shraddha Sanghuvare. Once again, remind your friends. Still, we are 17 people only. At least 25 to 30 students should be present here. 25 to 30. Still, we are 17 students only. Ask your friends so that earlier I sent message half an hour before. People are not responding for the messages. Just ask once your friends. Just you remind, they will join. Shall we start now? Yes. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We'll start. Let them join others. Okay. Yes, I'll ask some questions, some students. Those are presented yesterday. Bhagyasri Padole, have presented yesterday class? Bhagyasri, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Have you attended yesterday class?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, how many types of CPU schedulings are there? How many types of CPU schedulings are there?
Primitive or non-primitive?
Yes, very good. Two types are there. One is primitive, another is non-primitive. Good. So I'll give some more information about that. Then we'll enter into the scheduling algorithms. CPU scheduling. CPU schedulings. There are two types. So yesterday I have given full information, and today I'll give little more also. Two types. This is one, two. Here is what? Primitive
and non-primitive scheduling.
Primitive scheduling. This is non-primitive. Primitive scheduling and non-primitive scheduling. So primitive scheduling means what? Whenever a process enters into the execution in a running state, it can stop. Later on, it will execute it. When it comes to here, non-primitive, if any process enter into the running state, then that will be completed, then it will come out. So it will not stop meanwhile. So for example, I tell you the general example. So trains are there, buses are there, yes. Every train, for every bus, every plane which travels across the universe, across the countries, across the states. They may have some source point, destination points are there. Meanwhile, some landing points are there. For example, if you think that one, if you think trains, there are two types of trains are there. Yes, 2 or 3 n types of trains are there. Just we take 2 types of trains. One is super fast, or else you can say express train, local train. 2 trains are there, passenger trains. Super fast, train is there. Then this is one. Second one, passenger trains are there. You know, passengers, local passengers. Local, we can say MMTS will take it, or else metro trains will take it. Metro train, better idea for you, easy to understand. Metro train, super fast. Then metro express, metro train, metro express, or metro passenger. Okay, so these super fast trains are there. The super fast trains, starting point Delhi. Starting point is what? Delhi. Ending point is what? Hyderabad. HYB short form, Hyderabad. Delhi to Hyderabad. Condition is what? Super fast trains. Condition. It will start at Delhi and stops at Hyderabad. So meanwhile, many junctions are there, like Agra is there, Bhopal is there, Agra is there, here is Agra is there, Bhopal is there, Nagpur is there, next Hyderabad. So many stations are there meanwhile. So this super fast train will not stop. Only it starts and it stops at Hyderabad only. Meanwhile, cannot stop at any station. This is for super fast train. This is similar example to non-primitive process. Non-primitive processing algorithms, or else non-primitive algorithms. Non-primitive algorithms, once it starts, then till it ends, it completes the task, it won't stop. It will start the task and complete the task. Meanwhile, cannot stop. This is about the non-primitive task. Once task is started, till the end, it will be continually there. Once task is over, then it stops the process, or else continuously moving on. That is the thing. Now, when you come to this primitive states, primitive algorithms. So, if for example, this metro trains are there. Metro trains, you know very well about metro trains in cities. Metro train, yes. Even in Nagpur is there, NGP. Mumbai is there. Even Hyderabad, all major cities are there. So what happened? These metro trains, so starting point one place to ending point another place is there. So in meanwhile, in metro trains, local metros, every stop it will stop. For every station, it will stop. Again moves and stops. Again moves and stops. Again moves and stops. Yes or no? This is starting station. This is the ending station, end point, destination, source point, SRC. Meanwhile, many stations are there here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this train, what happened? It will come the first station, it will stop. Again 1 minute, then again move from here, stop here, again move here, it will stop here, again moves here, then it will stop here. So there is no continuation journey is there. For this metro trains, there is no continuation training journey is there. Braking journey. That means meanwhile if any station comes, like a local passenger, if meanwhile any station comes, immediately it will stops. Then starts. So this is the better example for primitive. That means if any task they run under the running state, if any interrupt comes, it will stop. After interrupt over, then again it will stop. So the local metro trains are better example for primitive algorithms. Non-primitive is what? Express, super fast, only starting, ending point is there. Till it reaches the end, meanwhile it will not stop if any junction comes. So that is a better example for non-primitive example. Now we'll move into the real example of this algorithms. Okay. Now I'll show you. I'll share with you. Carefully observe. All should be connected. So yesterday we have seen this about, yes. CPU schedulings. There are two types: primitive, non-primitive. Okay. So now we'll see. So these are all algorithms. Okay. Primitive is there, non-primitive is there in this. Okay. We'll see what are those. A process scheduler schedules different processes to be assigned to the CPU based on particular scheduling algorithms. There are 6 popular processing scheduling algorithms which we are going to discuss now. First one we'll discuss. What is the first come, first served scheduling? Yesterday I told you little bit about this first come, first serve algorithm. So first come, first serve basis algorithm, it will starts and it will ends. Meanwhile cannot stop. So this is similar to non-primitive scheduling algorithm. First come, first based scheduling algorithm comes under non-primitive algorithm. Okay, that you remember. We'll go through the next job first. In the next class, we'll see that one. First, we'll see about FCFS scheduling algorithm. These are the formulas is there. Arrival time, completion time. Arrival time means time at which the process arrives in the ready queue. Arrival time means you have to remember these formulas. Time at which the process arrives in the ready queue. Next, completion time. Time at which process completes its execution. Burst time. Time required by a process for CPU execution. Turnaround time. Time difference between completion time and arrival time is called turnaround time. Next, waiting time. Time difference between turn around time and burst time. Waiting time formula this one. Turn around time minus burst time. Turn around time, this is what? Completion time minus arrival time. These formulas I'll share with you later on. You can remember that formulas. Based on the formulas, we can do it. Now we'll move to the first algorithm, FCFS algorithm. FCFS algorithm. Aniket Katkambar, unmute yourself. Aniket Katkambar.
Yes, sir.
Are you connected? Yes.
Yes, sir.
You read out what is this?
First come, first serve. FCFS.
Right, very good. I'm checking you people whether you connected or not. Yes, Shivani Ambade.
Yes, sir.
What is this? You read out this.
First,
This.
process P0, P1, P2, P3, P4, arrival time 0, 1, 2, 3,
Uh, execution.
execute time 5, 3, 8, 6, and serve time 0, 5, 8, 16.
Okay, now no problem. You are connected. Now I am checking randomly people who is connected or simply. Next, Unnati Bhavankude. Unnati.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is this? You read out what is this? You read this?
Process P0, P1, P2. Oh, sorry, sir. It's marked
Yes, just I marked whatever I marked that one.
poor in performance as average wait time is high.
Okay, right. You are connected.
Yeah.
I am checking
Thank you,
you
sir.
people whether you are connected or not. Active participant.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right. So now we'll move this one. First come, first serve is scheduling algorithm. Jobs are executed on first come, first serve basis. That means in a sequential order. Yesterday I told you, sequential order. According to their sequential order, P0 means first it came. P1 means second. P2 means third. P4 means fourth one. So that is which order that will come. In the same order, it will be executed. That is the meaning of that one. First come, first serve basis algorithm. Next, it is a non-primitive scheduling algorithm. It is a non-primitive, primitive algorithm. Two are specified here: primitive and non-primitive. So more preference will give non-primitive. Okay. Next, easy to understand and implement. It is easy to understand and implement. Easy means how can we say it is easy? Anybody? How can we say it is easy? Easy in the sense, see, in the sequential order, one after the other will be executed. It is easy. That is the meaning of that easy. Next, its implemented is based on FIFO-Q. FIFO-Q means what is stands for FIFO? Anybody? FIFO stands for anybody? In C language, you might have studied this one. Anybody can? Shraddha Somkuware? Shraddha. Unmute yourself. Shraddha Somkuware. She is not connected. Simply connected. She is not active. Next, I'll ask. Purnima Pisoda. Purnima. Unmute yourself. Purnima.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Do you know what is the full form of FIFO? Do you know any full form of this? FIFO?
First in, first out.
Yes, correct. First in, first out.
First out. Yes.
Which process will come first? That will be first out. First in, first out. That means first it will come, it will be executed, then it will be out. That means it work is over, then it will go off. That is the meaning of the first in, first out. Now, poor in performance as average time is a high. Why it is poor in? Poor means why? Why it is poor? Poor in performance as average wait time is high. Why it is poor? I tell you. So this is what P3. It has to be wait long time. Process P3 has to wait until completion of P0, P1, P2. So that is, it is a long time. So that is why it will take, its service time is what? 16 minutes is there. 16 minutes it has to be wait. That is a thing. Because P0 should be executed, P1 is executed, P3 is executed, P2 is executed, then last P3 should be executed. Because for example, suppose sometimes P3 is having emergency work. P3 is having some emergency work. But still it has to be wait. There is no other chance to execute fast for P3 until unless P0, P3, P1, P3 will execute. Later on, P3 will be executed. Suppose P2 having some emergency work, they want to execute fast and they want to go. Not possible here. Here it has to be follow sequential number, serial order you have to be follow. One after the other should be entered into the running state. Then it has to be terminate. Otherwise, no way at all. Okay. Now you see this one. Here is given time. Process arrival time came here. 0, P0, 0, P1, 1, P2, 2, P3, 3. This is arrival time. Then execute time. P1, P0 takes 5 minutes to execute its process. P0 takes 5 minutes to complete its task. I'll share with you very carefully. I'll tell you. Be connect all. Now you look at this here, what? P0 waiting arrival time is 0. Okay, then it will take 5 minutes. That means it is there. Already I told you the process state diagram. Yes, new is there, new state, N for new. I'll make you. Then ready state. I told you this in the normal process, ready state, then running state, running state. Last is what is there? Termination state is there. This is the normal procedure I told you. It is executed. Last one is what? Termination or else completion. Terminate. Then terminate over, then it will be terminated. So here 5 is there. 5 means it's in the running state. That means P0 to executes its process or else it's a program or else it's a task. It will take 5 minutes. Here will be 5 minutes. It is there. Once the 5 minutes is over, then P0 will be comes here terminated. Over. Next, what is there? P1. P1 waiting time is how much? Arrival time is there 1. Next, it will how much it will take? How much time it will take? Look, is it observed this one? P0 over. Next, P1 take it. Its arrival time is 1. Its execution time is 3. Then it will next after completion of this will come. 3 minutes it will be executed. Then it will be over. P1 is over. After completion of P1, next P2 will come. P2 will come to the ready state. ready state it will be there. P2 second here, then it's execution time how much is there? P2 2 is there, then its execution time how much? 8 minutes is there. Then this will come into the 8 minutes, it will use here 8 minutes over, then P2 is over, terminated. Next last one P3 is there. P3 arrival time 3 and waiting execution time 6. 6 minutes it will be there in the running state, then it will process is completed, then terminated P3. So this is the way. Getting my point? Now we have to calculate waiting time of this one. Waiting time of this one. How to calculate waiting time of P1? P1 waiting time, how to calculate? So P0, first P0 we need to calculate. So P0 first processor is there. Is the P0 is waiting for any process? Is there any waiting time for P0? Yes, tell me anybody. P0 is having any waiting time? Yes. Pranju Tambulkar. Pranju Tambulkar. P0 process P0 is waiting for any other process to execute. P0 coming directly here. Again moving to directly here because P0 is first one. There is no waiting time for P0 directly coming to here and executed 5 minutes and coming out. That is why P0 waiting time is 0. 0 minus 0. 0 will come. Getting? Next P2. Next P1 waiting time is there. So P1 waiting time already how much is there? This much. We have to make this one like waiting time. P1 is equal to waiting for 1 minute. Total time is 5. 1 getting 4 minutes is the waiting. 4 minutes it is waiting P1. Okay, I'll show you this table, then you can understand easily. Carefully observe. Similarly with this only, I'll show you that table. Carefully observe all of you. Yes, this table is visible to you? Yes.
Yes.
Is it visible or not?
Yes, sir.
Table is visible to you or not? Somebody is no.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Now, so this is the process time, processor's names, arrival time, what time it will came to into the ready state. Okay. Now, how much time it will take for execution? This means running state. So, service time means how much it will take. So here first process P1 is enter into the running state. 0 to 5 minutes it will take because its time is what 5 minutes execution. Then next P1 takes 5 plus 3 how much? 8. 8 minutes. 5 plus 3 8. P1 is executed. Next P2 8 plus 8 16. Yes or no? 8 plus 8, here is 8 is there, here is 8 is there, 8 plus 8 16. P2 waiting time is how much? Within 16 minutes it's completed. Next P3 is there, P3 waiting time how much? 6 is there. 16 plus 6 how much? 22. Getting my point. Very simply adding up the previous time of that one. So for P0 waiting time is 0. P1 waiting time is what? Here is what? It is wait for 5 minutes. Then this its own timing how much it will take? P1 8. 5 plus 3 8. Next P2 timing. See here is 8 minutes are there. Previously 8 is there. 8 plus 8 16. Next P3. P3 timing how much is there execution time? 6 minutes. Then we have to calculate previous time also. So that is why 16 plus 6 22. Understood? Now I'll show this formula all of you. I'll show you the formula all of you. You look at this down. This is the waiting time. How to find out waiting time? Service time plus minus arrival time. Okay, service time minus arrival time. This is the formula. So service time, see here what is the service time for P0. Arrival time is 0. Service time also 0. 0 minus 0, you will get 0 only. Getting my point? Next, P1. P1 is what? Arrival time is 1. Yes or no? P1, arrival time is 1. You see here, service time how much? How much is there?
5.
5 minus 1, 4.
4.
Understood? Next, P2. P2 arrival time, what is the P2 arrival time?
8
2.
minus
How much? 4, 2. Service time how much?
6.
8.
8.
8 minus 2.
8.
8
2,
minus 2. 6.
6.
6.
Next, P3. Arrival time is 3. Service time?
16.
16 minus 3.
13.
13. So this is what? Now, this is the waiting time of all. P0 waiting time is 0. P1 waiting time is 4 minutes. P2 waiting time is 6 minutes. Then P3 waiting time is 13 minutes. Now we need to find out average waiting time. Average waiting time. That means we add all these 4 things. 0, yes, first is 0. 0 plus 4 plus 6 plus 13. Number of processors, how many are there? Total number of processors? How many?
4.
4. That is why divided by 4. Okay. Now you add all these things. Okay. 10 plus 13. How much? 23. 23 divided by 4. 5.7. So this is the, in this way you need to calculate the processor waiting time and processor average time. So they will give this table in the examination. They will give only this table, this one, process table. You have to generate this. You have to generate this waiting time. You have to generate this average time. Anybody is having any doubt? You need to remember only the formula. What is the formula? Waiting time is equal to service time minus arrival time. So here is given for you, service time is, arrival time is given, service time also is given. Then you can easily identify. Yes or no? Getting my point? Time is given, service time is given, then formula is given. Formula is equal to what? Waiting time is equal to service time minus arrival time. Just simply have to calculate this one. And finally, all these, whatever output you are getting for 4 processors, that is sum by average, sum by number of processors. You will get this out. So this is about first come, first serve scheduling algorithms. First out, we can say first out, first in also. Whichever process comes to first to the ready state, that will enter into the running state. Then that will complete it. Then next will come. After that completion, next will come. So sequentially order, one after the other, processors will be executed. So that is why your average time is this much, but waiting time for P3 is what? 13 minutes it has to wait. So that is why here is what is written here, poor performance. Poor in performance as average waiting time. Okay, so each processor waiting time except this average waiting time is what? 5.4. So P3 has to follow this much waiting time rather than P1, P2. Okay, so this is a FCFS scheduling algorithm, very simple one, easy to understand. Very only one logic you have to remember, all the processors are executed in sequential manner, sequential order according to their sequence number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Okay, any doubt is there? Anybody having any doubt?
No, sir.
If you have any, ask me. Just connect. I'll take the attendance. Don't leave it. Be connect. Don't move. I will share this data, this algorithm with you. Okay, at your at your level at home, you do practice, then you will get more understanding. Suppose if you get any doubt, you can ask me in the next class. Okay. Thank you for attending the classes.